It hasn't always been easy to come home. So this has been a long homecoming, back to where I belong, back to my own starling, back to my own sparkling, back to ease and my inner peace, back to bliss, no more freeze, back to factory settings, the power settings, the real me over the flesh me, the higher me over the lower me, the upright me over the crooked me, the autonomous me over the caged me. Look, I'm flying over the top mountains. I'm surfing over the stormy waters. I'm thriving more than my own doubters. I'm elevated beyond my own detours. Winds may blow from west to east. Oceans may crash and swallow the beasts. But dove will balloon inside the yeast. Who say trees don't grow inside the heat? But what forever flows is the endless river of love. It's above every mountain and under every bottomless pit of darkness. It's grace following me in the desert and back into the borderless wilderness. In the crippling discomfort, back into marvelous openness, into total weakness, back to spontaneous realness, in battling shock and back to precious consciousness.
Starting the poem in reverse. We can start the poem in reverse. Put the blood back in our veins. Rescind the invitation. We can say, no, you are not welcome in our land. We can take back our land. The leaves can return to the trees, the water to the sea, the bullet back to the gun. He can be alive again. The soldier's mother never meets the truck driver, so the soldier is never born, never pulls the trigger. A funeral is never held for democracy. A country never burns. The child can become an adult with a child of their own. They can build a house of joy with foundation as the roof. It can be as simple as this, as starting the song with the right melody, voice in the right key, a door opening backwards, the wound stitching itself into a scar. She can be alive again, her body moving further from the metro. She never boards the bus, so she never sits next to him, never mistakes his smile for beauty. The first punch never meets her face. She never mistakes his actions for love. And farther back, cowering in the shadows, watching her father turn into a beast. Her mother never stays. Rage never lives inside her soul. She can rewrite her history, become the hand that draws the sketch and hangs it in the gallery. The poem can start like this, in reverse. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That was so good. That was so good. I was actually thinking of like, how do I start my poem? And then we said, what was the word? Can
the poem can start in reverse.
In reverse. I'm like, okay, I was not prepared for that. That was really, really good.
Thank you.
And we are live again. Welcome to the show. This is Trendy Thursday, and yes, we have two amazing creatives joining us today on Trendy Thursday. And there's just something that poem does to you, okay? It takes you away from, I want to say, the realities of life just for a second and takes you to a totally different world, because someone actually said that words have really unique power, and that I agree with. And they say they can heal, they can inspire, they can challenge, they can comfort, and even express emotions that are difficult to articulate. And throughout history, poetry has really, really spoken this, okay? And this is as far as words have given voice to the deepest parts of human experience. And this is from love to loss, to hope, resilience, and identity. So today, right here on the show, we're actually going to explore how language transforms emotions into art, okay? And this is in a conversation where we're looking at when words become feelings, okay? And we're saying the art of saying what the heart cannot, okay? And like I said, two amazing creatives joining us right here on the show this morning. But before you meet them and you've seen them. Before you get to know who they are, okay, we have a question for you this morning. And the question is very simple, okay? We're asking you, if your current season of life were a poem, what would you call it, okay? So think about it for a second. The season that you are in, the space that you are in right now in life, okay? If the current season of your life were a poem, what would you call it? We'll be looking at your feedback as we continue with the conversation. And I'd also want to find out from them, because yes, they're poets, they're authors, they're doing these amazing, amazing things. But in this season, in the space that they are in right now, if it were a poem, what would they call it? Ladies and gentlemen, joining us this morning right here on the show, I'm just going to start from my father's right, and we have Amanda Nechesa, who is a poet, okay? She is an author, and her book is actually titled How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me. I am really curious about that. And she's also a member of the Female Poets Kenya. Karibu sana. Welcome to your world. How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me?
Yes.
Which one? Which boy? Was there a specific boy or just a boy?
There was, it was fiction. Ni fiction, guys.
What have so many fiction for now? Sindo, alafu
tutaongea behind the tent.
See who this boy is. Karibu sana. Really good to have you on the show. And then next to Amanda, we have Prince Walit. No, yes, I'm having trouble with this name. Walit, Walite, Walite. You know, all those names. That he is a poet and an author, and his book is titled Songs of Solace, and he's also an ambassador of Peaceful World. Karibu sana. Welcome to the show. Can we just get to know a little bit about you guys and how you got into this space? Because when you talk about or talk to any creative, they'll tell you, I got into this space because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe a season in their life, maybe an experience that they had, or maybe, you know, what they saw growing up. So I don't know for you guys, you know, a poet and an author and all those things. Let's just get to meet you guys, know who you are, and then we'll talk about poetry in a second. Do you want to go first?
Okay, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you've heard, I am Prince Walite, aka Collins Mamati. Yeah, so I do poetry, and I'm also a music artist. And so all my life I've been doing music.
Okay.
Because at the moment, I remember when I was a kid, I was drawn to music.
Okay.
I used to sing music. And so poetry came later because poetry and music, it always goes together.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually for me, it's something I can say I was born with. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nechesa, how did you get yourself into this space?
I can say I've always been drawn to words for me.
Okay.
For him, as you said, it's drawn to music and poetry. He's right, poetry and music go hand in hand because there's some musicality in music and poetry. For me, it's words. So I think that's how I got into the space. Of course, I'm a writer.
Yes.
Yeah, the book is not a poetry book. It's like stories, a collection of short stories. So I'm a writer first, and I've been a writer since I think high school, even primary. Mi ndo nilikuwa wale wa composition. I'm getting like 30s huko.
Right?
Yeah, because I love stories, I love words. So I think the first point for me was the words, the stories and all that. And then poetry came later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And about being a writer, a lot of the times people say, you know, ideas find you.
Yeah.
And in different, there's no specific point where you'd say, I will sit and then I will focus and then it will find me. It finds you, you know, at any given point.
Yeah.
So you finding yourself in this space of, you know, writing and falling in love with words and whatnot, at what point then did you embrace writing before even getting into poetry,
Yeah.
right? Because like you said, in high school composition, ulikuwa leo kuandikia watu letters, alafu unawapatia and then you charge them.
I didn't do that.
You didn't do that. That was a business opportunity.
It was a business opportunity.
Yeah.
I will say when I think the point where I got much into writing was after campus. Even during campus I used to have, of course, a WordPress, and I would post my stuff there, but
Okay.
it will be this isolated experience. Like you will write and then put it out in the online world, but you're not meeting the people who are reading it. And then I think the time that I came into the writing world, now I started interacting with a lot of writers and all that. It was after COVID. I think it was in 2022. And then there is this collective that have published the book. They are called Kwani with a Q.
Yeah.
So they had a call out, because as writers there's usually a call out where you submit your pieces and all that. So I submitted a piece, and then they accepted it to be published in a book, the first anthology of Kwani. And that is how I started to meet like all these writers and be in the community, like be in the creative community. I think that was in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. There's this notion that we as in we people that have not interacted with like poets and whatnot, and we tend to think they're very introverted, want to be in their space and just doing their thing and communicate with their words in writing. Is that true? Or there's this other side?
Actually, I would
Like
say
we
that
don't know.
I'll say that we are introverted extroverts.
Introverted, extrovert. So you guys
Yeah.
are ambiverts.
So it depends on the space you are
Okay,
in.
all right.
And also, most of us, maybe for me,
Okay.
I am so comfortable when we have something that I know I can contribute into.
Okay.
That's when I can jump in, I can be loud, I can be heard. Now you can see my light. But when I see that this conversation is not actually about me so much, I will just keep quiet and I'll listen, I'll observe, I will learn. And actually sometimes just observation is what actually gives us the ideas of these writings.
Yes, yeah. So you just sit somewhere and observe.
Yeah.
Well, as we're out here making all the noise, you're just like quiet, observing, and then you get an idea, and then you go write about it.
Of course, that's what happens. Because if you look around, poetry and music, all of it is all about our lives.
It is.
And actually, the best poetry or the best piece of music is the one that talks about the reality, the truth. Because the truth always reaches the soul.
It does.
And
it
when
really does.
the soul is reached, people are touched. And I think that's actually what matters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you remember, say, like the first poem that you wrote, or the first either music that you listened to or played or even written, and what did it speak to you, to your soul at that point? Would you remember?
When I was a kid,
Yeah.
I remember this song called "I'm a Soldier"
Okay.
in the Army of the Lord.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved the song so much. Even at that point, I was not so good in English.
Okay.
But I could sing the song. I was so little. I had not even gone to school yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that point, I realized that the song spoke to me so deeply. Yeah. The words, they just touch you in a way that you cannot explain.
Okay.
Yeah, because every time you are touched to a certain extent, there is a point whereby the words have limitations. They can't express the truest feeling that it's beneath your heart.
Yeah. Interesting. Can you remember yours, either music, maybe a piece that you read or a piece that you wrote that really spoke to you? So that's very interesting.
Yeah,
because now I'm
that's
taken
so
back
true.
to growing up, and we would hear the songs and you would sing them in church and whatnot, but really didn't
You don't
think
even
much
analyze
about
them.
it.
Have you heard of Malebo?
What was the ones after you?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I had an uncle who used to come home, and you remember the old days when we have the cassette radio, and he used to put on that song. Every time he could come home, he could even buy the batteries on the market and just come with the batteries so that we can listen to that
To
song.
that song.
Yeah, and it was amazing. So for me, those kind of songs, I was so impressed when recently I had the song start coming up again.
On TikTok.
Okay. This is
that
very
song.
weird. It's very weird and interesting. Just a go.
Okay, the first piece, I think there was a story that I wrote in high school. I used to have like this black notebook, and then I would write stories. So it was supposed to be a novel, and I think that is the one that I remember the most, because a friend of mine who we were in high school together, when I published the book, sent me that piece. That's the picture, because she still had the book, and then she sent me the picture and she was like, remember when you said you're going to write a book and now you have written a book? So yeah, that is the one that I remember, the first one that came to mind when you asked that question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very, very interesting. And you see, that goes to say about even just life in general, that sometimes we just move about, we just leave, we just, without necessarily taking not even into consideration, taking in the different parts and beauty that life presents to us.
Yeah.
Like surely these songs.
Yeah, I know.
The memories.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very interesting what you're saying, that you had not gone to school at that point, but this word spoke to you, that you clearly remember up until now what those words are. But even just looking at life now, and even in this digital age that we are in, where we just say words, and even online, we just say things to people, we attack people without necessarily thinking, what exactly do our words, the power that our words have on people? So probably in the space that you are in, how then do you stay conscious to the fact that these words have so much power, and has it influenced you in your day-to-day living, where you're really conscious about the words that you're putting out? Because like we both said, they have impact, and it touches the deepest parts of the soul that sometimes we don't even, think about or care to really understand.
So actually, I'll say that for me, when I started writing poetry, first of all, I was just writing, and then it started to get deeper.
Okay.
And it got personal to some point, whereby if I was even angry about something, I will use that as an opportunity for me to write.
Okay.
Because I realized that I can use that anger instead of like being sad or being what, I can translate it into words.
Okay.
When I translate them into words, then I feel relieved. And so from that point, then I realized that words have an immense power. And so for me, every word I speak, even to my friends, even the words that I confess to myself, for me, every word I speak, I say it's a prayer. We are told that we should pray all the time.
Yeah.
For me, I think that the words we speak are the first prayers.
That we need.
Before even you close your eyes.
Yeah. Makes sense. Very interesting. That's just so for you.
Yeah, I think I like his idea, and also the thoughts that we think are also a bit of our prayers, and they shape who we are.
Yeah.
For me, I think it started with personal, so much because I excavate a lot in my writing, and it does heal you. So I started with personal, but then as I was writing, I realized that there is a power to also change other people's minds. There is also a power to heal other people, not only myself.
Yeah.
And so that is the point I am at now, like using also my words to heal others. And when we were in the reception, and then he showed me his book, I was like, it just fell in my lap, because it's such a spiritual book, because the way that he talks about it is the same way that the journey that I am on. And I was like, I need this book. I told him,
Look
like,
at that.
yeah, I need this book right now. And it was just because of the words that he put on the page. I felt so seen by the words.
Yeah.
And that, I think, that is the power of words. Spoken, written, and you also have to remember your thoughts are also the words.
Right?
Yeah.
You might not necessarily say them.
Yeah, but what you think.
What you think.
Yeah. It can manifest.
The first, I've not read your book, but you were talking about this, on social media, and you said, have you ever been loved And loved in a bad way. I'm thinking, wait, what? What do you mean? Loved in a bad way? Like, what is all that about? But we'll go into the intricacies and the details in the book, and the reason behind the book. But let's stick with poetry in just a second, where you said, and I asked this, do you just do poetry about love and water? And you said, no, yours is more of like spiritual. Can we just talk about that, and why? Why not love? Why not corruption? Why not heartbreak?
Okay. In a short while,
Yeah.
life is spiritual.
Life is spiritual.
So everything is spiritual.
Yeah.
So for me, I always want to go and touch that place whereby somebody feels seen, somebody feels heard, somebody feels that they are not alone. Because I think that depression is a real thing. And for me, that is a place that I've put all my mind there, because I've seen from my own friends, I've seen, like, I've lost my friends through depression and all that. And all I myself have gone through it, and I've seen it. And for me, my focus is on how can I put out something that somebody can just read. And even if they were thinking to take that rope and end their life, they say, let me wait for a second. Wow, life is beautiful. Let me go out and see nature. Let me go walk. Like, for me, that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, just showing people that they are important, and whatever they are going through, the challenges they are going through, they are not unique to themselves.
That's true.
They can affect anyone else. And I think people, they try to bottle things inside because they think they will be judged, because actually there's a lot of judgment.
There is a lot of judgment.
And so when people feel seen, feel heard, then you think that people will stay calm. Even if your child at home, if you talk to him or her, you realize that if they feel like they are seen, they are heard, then they will express themselves well. And even if there was a problem, maybe it wasn't even a problem, because sometimes we think you have a big problem, but it's not actually anything.
Sometimes it's actually not as big as we think.
Yeah.
I might play trick on us, and you think this is like humongous things that you will never ever find a solution to. Sometimes you actually have the solution.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Nashesa, let's hear from you. Again, so what's the niche, and how did you get yourself into it? Because you said writing is very close to you.
Yeah,
Fell in
it
love
is.
with words, but then at some point you found yourself in the poetry space.
Yes. So how did I get into poetry?
Yes, and the niche that you're in and why.
I started writing poetry in 2020
Yeah.
after I fell in love. So there
with
your
a
love
boy,
poems.
your ukweli. Okay.
Ndicho ukweli. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was because there were a lot of emotions, because falling in love is usually
It's
very
beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful,
confusing, complicated, or everything in
everything
between.
in between. Yeah, so I wanted to express that, and the prose, because previously the writing that I used to do was mostly prose, so the prose couldn't quite articulate that, because with that it was mostly fiction and all that. So I wanted to capture it, and coincidentally he loved music and all that. So there was a way that I found the poetry. So that's what when he said poetry and music are intertwined, I got that, because now I started looking at poetry like that. And then, that's how I fell in love with poetry. Now I have moved on from the love poems.
Actually,
You experienced this other side of love.
actually, to clarify on my point, I don't only do like spiritual. Like for me, even love is spiritual, because
It is.
I want to like get to the point of love whereby love has actually caused a lot of also trauma to
It's
people.
true. It's
So
true.
how can we get to a point whereby we get to that true love, freeing love, not love that grabs, love that tries to gauge
So like
people,
constraints
love that
and
gives freedom.
Yeah.
Because we are told that like God's love is love that provides you with freedom. It gives you freedom. It gives you free choice.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of love that I look forward to. So if I'm writing about love, I write it deep that deep love.
Yeah.
You see, that love that takes you away, sweeps you away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second? Have you ever been loved? In a bad way. Yes, can you just understand what that was about and how do you even get there? Because it's true what you're saying. When you think about love, sometimes we tend to idolize love.
Oh, yeah.
And the reality on the ground is love can sometimes cause immense pain that some people have never been able to come out of. But here we are most of the time just thinking, oh, love is a beautiful thing. I want to be in love. I love being loved and I love loving other people.
I think there is
Loved in a bad way.
I think there is a quote from Rumi where he says that if you feel like impressed by the cheers and you are swept away by tears, it means also you'll be swept away by the under. You see? Yeah, when it goes under, it goes under.
Yeah.
So we have to come to a point of acceptance whereby you realize that if this thing is too good, then even if it's too good, if it goes away, it will feel a lot of pain. And for me, I don't say that we should avoid pain.
Yeah.
So you should not like fear to love, because many people today, we are trying, all of us humans, we are trying to find ways of not loving so much that can hurt.
That it can hurt,
But that is cheating yourself, because that means that now you cannot even feel the love.
It's
then
true.
It's just fake.
Yeah. You're not experiencing the truest form of love, because if you're scared of being hurt, then it means you're not giving love fully and you're not accepting love fully.
Sure.
Sister, this boy.
Let me say something. So there's a point where I said like you this love that sweeps you away, and it talks about God's love. And I think that can also be love of the self, like you can love yourself in that way, and that can also be freeing. Because when you it's true, there is that we romanticize love, of course, because it's romantic, and when it's good, and then when it's bad, it's really bad. But I think when you have that grounding of the love of the self, it can really not shelter you. It's not about you putting up walls. It's just you loving yourself first before allowing other people to love yourself. Because when you don't, there's this quote, I think it's by Lizzo or something, the musician. She says, how can you love others when you don't even love yourself? Like, you have to show that love to yourself first.
And even just understanding what that looks like. Because again, like you said, we romanticize love, which, I mean, there's this part of that is acceptable. But then again, this other side of how then can you say that you love someone without loving self first and understanding what love for self looks like?
Actually, you cannot love another unless you love yourself first. Because love is giving. What can you give when you don't have? So you must have it for you to give it. So I've come to understand love in my own life experience, that love is something that it should free you. And the first of all, actually, is learning to love yourself. Actually, there was a question that you asked us to answer to it. Let me answer to it. And you say that, how will you describe this season of your life in poetry?
Yes.
It was a title. For me, I'll say back to factory settings.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, because the first love is love of the self.
Factory setting.
Yeah. The first love is the love you have for yourself. So, and that kind of love, for me, it's also about the thoughts, I think. I start with the thoughts because they are the most, I think, they say that the first enemy is your thought. Yeah. If you have thoughts that are trying to kill you, you're trying to traumatize you, they're just thoughts that can traumatize you. So for me, I watch my thoughts, I observe them, and I don't resist them. I let them be, because they say when you resist, it persists. So that's why we do poetry. When I have those words that I must express them, because that is energy in my field, then I have to write it down. If I write it down, then it's gone.
Interesting. Back to factory settings. Hey, the season. What season are you in right now?
Abundance. That is the word that came to mind. Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, I'm in a season of abundance, and
Yeah.
it's beautiful to see because it's like when you're in the darkness and you're dragging yourself out and you can see the light, unajua you're mwisho ya tunnel, but you
somewhere.
can't see it. Yeah. So right now I'm seeing the light in full glory, and I love it. Things are happening, things are falling into place. The dreams that I had when I was in a dark place, they're coming to life. All these things, all these beautiful things are happening in my life, and I am in a position to accept them. You know, beautiful things can happen in your life, and you're not in a position to accept them. So they just happen around you. They don't happen to you. And for me, I feel like I'm in a position, I'm in a season where I am able to receive all these gifts that are happening to me. So yeah, it's abundance.
I really like these two different, the extremes, sort of, because from where you are, it's going back to, I'd want to say the beginning,
To the ground,
right?
yeah.
To the ground, and looking at what that is like, so that you're able to move better. And you are in this season of was in darkness, experienced whatever you experienced, and now you are in this space of overflow, and the space that you are in, it's not just overflow, but accepting.
And you have to be
being in
grounded,
that.
first of all, to accept that.
I mean, you are deep. That's really beautiful. Okay. And even in this space, love, and just life in general. And even when you look at poetry and the power that it has, there's also a lot of room for vulnerability. And I don't know how that is like for you guys when either you're in that space of either writing or thinking, or just like your creative space. Where do you and how do you leave room for vulnerability so that the words that you put down is not just words because they came to you, but it comes from a space of vulnerability, that you allow us into that space that you are in, that we're able to connect. I don't know how you guys leave room for that, for vulnerability.
So the truth is that for poets, for musicians, we don't have a private life. And I think that is divine.
Yeah.
Because you find that whatever you're going through, there are things, for me, I'll use my example. I always wanted to write poetry that will move the world, poetry that will conquer, not like will conquer the world, but it will touch the world.
Yeah.
So there is a way that there are things that I had to go through for me to write that kind of poetry, because I could have not wrote that kind of poetry if I didn't experience those things.
Okay.
Because most of the time, intellectual knowledge is not enough.
Yes.
It's just the surface level. When you experience something, then the feelings, the good thing about poetry is the feelings.
Yeah.
Poetry is about feeling somebody else. It's not about just words. Yeah. So when you go to that point of feeling, you realize that you are touching many people. And so for me, it's a blessing, it's a gift. I cannot hold to my gift and say, I don't want people to know me this way. Let them know. Let them understand that even for them, they can talk about their own things without trying to mask it.
Oh, that's beautiful, because again, as human beings, we would want to hide, you know, and not let people into our experiences, because there are aspects of shame, there are aspects of guilt, there are aspects of I'd want to protect the image that I portray out there. But then if you're saying, listen, allow yourself to be vulnerable, because you never know, through your story, someone else might be able to share. Can we hear from you as well, the space of vulnerability when it comes to your writing or poetry?
Yeah, I agree with him totally.
Yeah.
I think not even as a musician or a poet or a writer, as an artist, generally, any artist, any person who is in the creative world understands that you have to kind of let the walls down. Like that is how people connect, because you are trying to communicate something. When I put out a piece, when I put out a poem, when I photograph someone, there's something that I'm trying to communicate. And for that to happen, you have to be vulnerable. There's no escaping vulnerability, basically.
Right?
And I think even in my own poetry and in my own writing, there is a lot of vulnerability. There is a lot of going inside myself, telling my stories sometimes, and Yeah, and that is being vulnerable, and that
Yeah.
is how people connect with you.
Yeah.
And that is how they also have the courage to share their own stories, because you have to remember it's not only about you, it's about the other person. You connect with them and you unlock something in them, because they're like, if she can do it,
Yeah.
I can also
I
do
can
it.
do it.
And
Yeah.
they do it, and the world becomes like a better place, because I think when you share your stories, the world just becomes a better place.
It really
You don't
does.
have this a lot of pent up energy that people have in the streets and all that.
That's true.
Actually,
That's true.
actually, we'll add and say that in this life, we are here to experience life and to live life. So if I have to share my experience, then I want to share. I am one of the person who will tell a person to dance,
Okay.
to tell a person to express themselves,
Yeah.
because this is an opportunity you have. You are on this stage to do what you have to do. So do live the best you can, because you never know. Just enjoy your moments. Don't think about who is listening to you, who is watching.
Yeah.
Just express yourself fully, so that you feel that indeed you are alive.
You
and
are.
every time actually you take a step, you express yourself, you find that you feel expanded. Not just in your understanding only,
Yeah.
but also in your heart.
I see. Hey, that's guys today. Okay, listen, we're due for a break in the next like 5 minutes or so. And the question that we're asking you is, if your current season of life were a poem, what would you call it? So let's go through some of your feedback on WhatsApp, and then we'll go, or you guys will take us on a break with a poem. Okay, so prepare for that as we go through the feedback on the question. And that is, if your current season in life were a poem, what would you call it? Philip, if we have them ready. Okay, so this one says, Buenos dias, your world. This is Galbi Jamil from K-South, and says, since June is Men's Health Awareness, my topic would be breaking in silence. Oh, wow. And then says, I'm hoping you guys invite me one day. We talk about the orphans and the challenges that they go through in the homes. Sure. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And then this one says, greetings, Winnie and the panelists. For me, I could call it God's favor. Fantastic. Okay, this one says, hi, I'm Benedict. Yesterday I missed the advanced maternal age conversation with the experts. Kindly, can I have an issue? I have an issue in my marriage that I feel he can help me sort out, and kindly requesting for their contact. Okay, we'll share the contacts as well, but keep sending in your views and your opinions on the question that we're asking you. The current season that you are in life, if it were a poem, what would you call it? But before we take a break, who wants to go? Since you started, Nachesa, do you want to?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we can do the love, the season. Okay, whichever that you feel was really impactful, not just to you, but also to the people around you.
Okay.
Yes.
So the poem is called Womanhood.
Oof. Okay.
Before this love, before this joy, before this tenderness keeping me warm, before this freedom, before this emancipation, before I shunned the heaviness in my tongue and said my first no, my womanhood hung in me like a white dress draped on a ghost, elusive and veiled and refusing to be seen. Before this elation, before this elevation, before the sky opened up and swallowed me whole, before this fondness, before this kindness, before I returned myself to myself and my body became my own once again, I built a cage and called it a refuge. I was guilty of the thoughts racing through my mind, even though they were mine. Before this becoming, before this soft unwinding, before this laughter in my throat stuck to my veins, before this gentle breeze brought glimpses of peace, before I knew I was a river flowing through the world in a state of never-endingness, I shrunk myself till I could barely fit into myself. But no more, no more, no more, no more. Thank you.
I felt that. I felt that. Oh, wait. I felt that. Oh, wow. That was good. Hey, Prince, let's hear from you.
Self-promise. And if everything falls apart, and I find myself deep in that, I promised myself to find a way out. I'll rise up and ensure I get out. And if my hard work turns futile, and all my lands remain unfertile, I promised myself not to burn down. I'll stand up and refuse to back down. And if all my internal worries came to pass, and I was worthless like a broken piece of glass, I promised myself not to be insecure. I'll get up and fearlessly search for my cure. And if every word I said lost meaning, and if all my initial thoughts became depressing, I asked myself to wake up to new reality. I will live up to nothing less than open clarity.
Okay. Hi. Hey, I did that was good. That was really powerful. Let's go on a break, and then when we come back, we'd also want to hear from them in terms of you're young, okay, and for young people, there's always these things that we just want to focus on and whatnot. But you guys are very deep and whatnot. So what is that space for young people to use the power of words to create change and enforce change in a world where I think someone mentioned here that it's full of darkness and shame and depression and all those things. So what is that space for the young people? So there's so much to come on the other side of the break. Please stay with us. The show is Your World on Trendy Thursday.
My clay is not dry yet, so I fall into the likeness of my molder. I want to be wise, so I become the rib eating the apple. And my Adam, he is fragile too. He breaks easy for me. We bite into the fruit, and our molder appears. We are naked and sensual, and I am wise beyond belief. But my Adam, he blames it on me. He is fragile. He gets the lesser curse. He gets to rule over me while I get grief and pain and loss. We are bound together like dust, like ash, like a cage they say is freedom. But I am wise beyond belief. I am the rib eating the apple. I am the clay refusing to fold, refusing to conform. I am molding myself out of this curse. I am not fragile. I do not break easy.
How do you love again when love is just but a game? How do you try again when the outcome is ought to be the same? How do you rise again when your legs are made to be lame? How do you believe in yourself again when you are the only one to blame? How do you look up again when your entire face is covered in shame? How do you rebrand again when you still bear the old name? How do you rebuild again when there's still a rising flame? How do you stand tall again when you've been cut across the stem?
Hey, you guys. Yeah. The power of words, okay? And that is what we're focusing on today, right here on Trendy Thursday. That is really deep. This one moves from I am not fragile. Hey, then you come here and tell us, how do you? Hey, surely. Listen, we're asking you this morning, if your current season in life were a poem, what would you call it? Okay, if your current season in life were a poem, what would you call it? That is the question that we're asking you. Please let us know at NTV Kenya across all board on our digital platforms, as well as use our WhatsApp number. And if you've ever been impacted by a poem, okay, or if you are a poet who's watching us and probably you've written something, please share with us as well. Today we just want to be in that space of my deep words and my feelings and my whatnot, okay? So let us know as well using our WhatsApp number. Before we went on a break, we're trying to explore first the power of words and how do we express it, because like I said, now we are in that generation where, not even generation, like a season really, where we want to bottle things. We don't want to share. And if we share, who are we sharing with? And sometimes allowing that space for vulnerability is a bit difficult for so many people. But now for you as young people and using poetry as a tool for change. Can we talk about what that space looks like, and maybe if there are untapped areas that young people really need to tap into as far as poetry, but using the power of words to enforce change? What does that space look like now for the young people who are not just in Kenya, but even across the globe?
Okay, the first thing that I can start with, I'll say that most of our youths today, at our age, there is a lot of competition. There is a lot of like peer pressure.
Okay.
And so many people go through a lot of things. And you find that people express themselves in a different ways.
Yeah.
Let's look at, for example, what happened in Utumishi Girls recently.
Yeah.
That was depressing. It was heartbreaking.
It really was.
But when you look at it as a society, we have created that because these kids could have not done that unless they have seen us do it. Yeah, they have seen us do it during demonstrations.
Yeah.
We kill people, we burn fires, we burn people's property, and so they emulate us.
Yeah.
They do what they have seen us do. They feel like when they do that, they can be heard.
And it's like the only way to express
Their
what they're
anger.
feeling. Yeah.
So I actually have been one person telling people that we must change the way we are going to address our anger.
Okay.
Because we cannot, if that's the only way we can share our disappointments, then it means that we don't need a country. Maybe somebody said that tufunge hii kitu tuende.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, yes, there is a lot of disappointments. Yes, there are people who are in power that they are not holding up to their authority, to their expectations, to what we expect from them. But I think there is, Kenya is more of a developed democracy, and there are many ways of expressing our dissatisfaction, our disagreements in a better way, more than burning and killing each other, and even naming and everything. For me, actually, you know, the last time I fought with somebody, I think it was in class 5.
What did you fight about?
Very good question.
I was aggravated.
Like they triggered me.
They actually started. I've never been a person who start a fight.
Okay.
Because for me, actually, I find it that it's useless for me to do such kind of a thing. For me, like the way I've seen it, it's useless for me to burn somebody's house so that they can hear me.
Yeah.
It's useless for me like to go to social media and maybe
Someone.
talk down to somebody or something. If I am going to speak, then I must use words like elevate people and calls back that person into consciousness. Because if I am going to go low, then we can just go low.
Yeah.
And bottomless pit. We cannot get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and we're not solving anything.
we are not
in
solving
that
anything.
process. Yeah.
So for me, I find that we can use this space as youths. And actually we have the social media now. And everybody they have a small media house.
True.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a small media house. How can you use it for better society? Because we have to change our society. Although each can take time, but one step is all that we need.
Yeah.
Just that one step.
Yeah.
If you can take one step today, go to social media, because we see that a lot of people, even through music, what kind of songs can we make? I think that at this time, a lot of us now, musicians and all of artists, the society is calling on us again to remember ourselves, because maybe we have done a lot of entertainment and all that, but okay, there is also liberating entertainment whereby through that fun, through that joy, we can have joy without hurting anyone.
That's true.
And we don't have to use those harsh words. We can be jovial, we can be joyful. And I think that is the way that's a world that I would like to live in.
Yeah.
Where everybody has a smile on their face, not the fake one, but a smile that is genuine, a smile that tickles your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that. I see that. Young people, poetry, words, and post-change.
Yeah, I think all forms of art can be very powerful in terms of change, in terms of bringing change. And it can be he has mentioned something about liberation songs.
Yeah.
And when you listen to this freedom song, there's a kind of joy that you get, and you're like, yeah, I can conquer the world, like I can do anything. That's that peace that music can bring to you, and that peace that poems can bring to you, words, written words, videos, films, and all that.
Yeah.
So I think poetry is a powerful tool for change. I'm now in the spoken word and poetry scene, and I attend a lot of events where there's spoken words. Their performances, they just elicit something in you. You get angry, but you're like, yeah, but we need to start now, because you have to get to the point of anger. The problem is people use their angers in different ways, because I'm not a believer of like violence can heal violence, and it is very aggravating. Whatever is happening in the country, very aggravating. And when you get to that point, you start wondering like, what can we do now to form a better society. And I've seen a lot of organizations incorporate art and civic education, and that has been beautiful to see, because you not only get to see the performance, you get to understand how the budget, I think the budget is going to be we need soon. So you understand all these things about the country, you understand what an MCA does, because even most of us didn't know what the role of a governor, of what an MCA is. And when you combine those two things, it's powerful, because you bring joy, you bring enlightenment. It becomes an edutainment sort of thing. And actually, to plug us a bit, on an organization called Female Poets Kenya. And our motto is, we are creating change through art, because it's a collective of female artists, female creatives who are coming together, spoken word artists mostly, because it was founded by a spoken word artist called Spontaneous the Poet. And
we've had her on the show.
Yeah, you've had
some
her
time
on the
back.
show.
Yeah, she's really good. She's really good. Yeah.
So mostly it's poetry, mostly spoken word, but there's also written poetry, and all these other amazing artists, photographers, female artists, and all that. And I've said I'm going to plug you. We have an open mic actually on June 18th, and the theme is June 25th, and it's just a commemoration of the protest that happened in June 25th. How can we use poetry to kind of articulate this anger that we have inside us, and not only articulate, how can we start knowing how to bring forth better systems?
I see. And everybody has a role to play. Really, all of us, and not just a specific group of people, or we leave it to you, the poets, or the musicians. We all have a collective role, because we want to live in a happy, world where we're all, living in harmony and whatnot. But just to remind you on the question that we're asking you this morning, and that is, if your current season of life were a poem, what would you call it? And also, for you guys, the season and the space that we are in as a country, if you were to write a poem about it, what would you call it? So think about it for a second. I'm not going to put you on the spot. Think about it for a second as I go through some of the feedback on Facebook. If your current season of life were a poem, what would you call it? So Huyu anasema nani? This is Jeff Cannell, who says The Test of Faith by Jeff Cannell. Okay, interesting. Glay Malka says Strain. Alan Mabo anasema Caterpillar.
Explain.
Please let us know. Yeah, I think the second part of that question would be why. Okay, just let us know why. Why the test of faith? Why Strain? Why Caterpillar? And then Kiumbe Halisi anasema My Life. So the title would be My Life. Interesting. What is it about your life? Honorable Regan Makori anasema tempted. Na make a tempted in caps. Are you being tempted? Is someone tempting you? Are you tempting the other person? Let us know. Let us know why. And then John Walter Wahome says, some people don't choose this life. Life chooses them.
Wonderful.
Interesting, right? Very interesting. And then Obed Idom anasema, nobody knows tomorrow. Okay, interesting. And then Don Mo and KE anasema The Chosen One. Okay, right?
Yeah.
That's really nice. And then you're not ready for this. Paul the Entertainer on Facebook says, the father of misfortunes.
Damn.
Right.
Huge.
Okay. Bear Maker in caps, the father of misfortunes.
What
Okay,
happened
let's
there?
tell us why. Why the titles? Okay, why these titles? Just let us know, and also we'll go through your feedback on WhatsApp as well. In just a second. But can we also go through? Because, like I said, today we just want to be in that space, yeah, your poetry and whatnot. So, Prince,
Yes.
I will sing,
I will sing.
and this is about positivity, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, a little bit about it, and then we'll discuss after.
So I will sing is a poetry that talks about life, and it. Let me say, we in poetry it's fun because we also put life more as we imagine it, as big as it can be.
Yeah.
As the stars, you see.
Yeah.
You see, life is large. Have you ever stood outside at a night in an
Yeah.
open sky and just looked up the sky?
Yeah.
And just drowned in it like it's
Right.
an ocean
Yeah.
for a moment.
It's the most beautiful thing. I do that when I go home, shags, because the skies are clearer.
It's wonderful. So I will
Yeah.
sing is a poem
Yeah.
that talks about just getting back to who you are, the joy of just being, not just like doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, just being,
Just
being
being.
alive.
Take it away.
I will sing. I will sing with the birds for the morning that has come. On the top of my lungs, I will sing with the birds. I will burn with the sun every day of my life, giving all that I can. I will run with the sun. I will cry with the rain if only thunderstorms prevail. All of my agonizing pain will die with the rain. I will smile with the stars as my blessings are pouring. Forgetting all my scars, I will beguile with the stars. I will dream with the moon, going to sleep on a high mood, like a high flying balloon. I will team with the moon.
My heart. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And I think sometimes we just need to just sit and just be, right?
Yeah.
And just think about, because again, like we've said, there's a lot of darkness and whatnot that is happening in the world, but there's also a lot of light and beautiful things that are happening.
Actually, we are told that it's just upon you where you are giving sight, because the road that you are looking at is the one that opens wide. If you're looking at the darkness, it doesn't. It keeps opening wider.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the light, it just keeps opening wider. So for me, in my life, even today, if I can reflect on my life, I'm just seeing the light. Even if there is some darkness in the background, I notice it's there, but I'm not giving no attention to it.
Yes.
I'm just looking at the light and focusing and say, let me see what I'm being guided to go. Where am I going to get with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's so beautiful. Nachessa, sister, let me fix your crown. I really like that one too. It's a little bit of story behind it.
It's a poem I wrote for my best friend,
Oh, what's her name?
Mora.
Mora. Is she watching today?
I hope so. Come on, her watch.
She better.
You better. You better be watching.
Oh,
Yeah, so
that's
it's-
really beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a poem I wrote for her. And we were talking previously about romantic love
Yes.
and also self-love.
Yeah.
And there is also friendship. You have to admit that friendship plays a big role in our lives.
100%.
And much so often we don't appreciate the friends that we have in our lives.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're the ones who hold you throughout. Even there are some things your family cannot hold you through, your friend is there. There's some things your lover cannot understand, your friend is there because they understand you all throughout.
Yes.
And there's no space for judgment when you get a good friendship.
Truest
So-
forms of friendship.
Yeah, so I wrote this as a way of, because I think we fix a lot of each other's crowns. When she's kind of tumbling, I'm there to hold her, and when I'm tumbling, she's there to hold me.
Yeah.
And the poem is just a beautiful way to commemorate that.
Oh, all right, take it away. The stage is yours.
Okay. So, sister, let me fix your crown for Mora. So, this is what makes us girls. Soft blue light slipping into us, moving in circles, glowing in ripples. We are beautiful and ethereal and deserving of worship. You say, sister, come, let me fix your crown, fix your hat, fix your dress. Let me fix what they broke and never looked back. I will hold you through all the seasons of my life, and you will hold me through all my versions. Same life, different fonts, soulmates intertwined. And I say, we are girls growing into women. We are girls growing into our colors. We are purple and pink and golden. We are the divine femininity flowing through nature. Sister, come, let me fix your crown.
I'll be crying. That's right. That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm just curious about the process, because you see, it's one thing to listen to someone and it really speaks to your heart. I'm not Mora, but me, I felt that. You know, like it's really beautiful. So what is that process like, and what usually comes first, to you as a creative? And this is to both of you. Is it the feeling? Is it the phrase? Is it the image? Or is it your story that comes to you first before you channel whatever is in here into pen? What usually comes first? Just take us through behind what we don't see. Because as we're out here enjoying and feeling and being in our feelings, and we don't know what the process has been like for you guys.
Actually, I would say I don't want to put a limitation to it because it's vast.
Okay.
And you'll find that there are different ways where you get inspiration. And you can be just sitting, and then there is just something on my mind. It comes so beautiful. You can't let it go.
Yeah.
You must take a pen and start writing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can drop just like a word, words. They could be words.
Okay.
Of course, the words come after feelings.
Sure.
So they'll be feeling. You just feel you're in a certain space. You feel you are just falling in love now. You're just writing things about love.
Yeah.
If this is, then a line comes. So beautiful.
Yeah.
So actually, there is this scientific thing about it that I came to learn later. And I was because I used to wonder myself about some kind of creativity we used to do, even my friends. For example, a musician can actually write a song, and then you listen to somebody release a song. The same day you've written yours.
Yeah.
And then they've like almost the same.
So,
Or have you ever even just been sitting in a place, you are having a thought about something, and the moment you want to speak about it, you find that your friend was also thinking about the same thing. So for me, I came to realize that, okay, we are interconnected.
We are.
Actually, there's somebody who suggests that we all have one mind. And only it's like we are tuning into a Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So the place you're tuning in, that's the place. The place you're tuning in, that's the place that you will get those words. So if you are feeling you are in a position of love, there are just some words that are in that vibration.
Yes.
A certain level, they will just come to you. Easy. And actually, the best poetry is you don't struggle. They just come.
They come.
But the one you say now, I'm writing. For example, you're given a topic. Go and write about this. Hey, you'll sweat.
Yeah. They have given you the topic about our work.
Yeah, I was actually sitting.
Yes, but Natasha, for you, what is it like? What is that process like?
I think it's also a little bit of both of everything.
Yeah.
With poetry, I think it's a certain word or a certain phrase that comes to your mind, and mostly because, as you said, like you have to be in that vibrational space. So when you are in love, there's this words that just come to you, like this phrase or something. And even when you're angry at the government, there's that energy that comes to you, and you're like, and then for me, it's usually a phrase, and then I build the poem around that phrase.
Okay.
So the phrase can become like the title. Mostly it becomes the title.
Okay.
So with Sister, Let Me Fix Your Crown, it came to me as the phrase, Sister, Let Me Fix Your Crown. And we were talking a lot, I think, on the phone and all that. And I just remembered like our friendship, and that's the word that came out, even with fragility and that. And sometimes it's a feeling. There's a poem that I've recited called A Womanhood, before this love, before this joy. That was the feeling, because I was in that state of reminiscing on my own womanhood and the growth that I have gone through. So that's when I sat down with the feeling. Yeah, so... And sometimes it's a story.
Okay.
The first poem that I recited, the poem can start in reverse. If you can see, it's like a story in reverse.
Yes.
So the story comes first. And I kind of emulated it from a poem that I read. And the poet was telling a story in a reverse way, in like, what if this could happen and this could happen and this could happen.
Yeah.
So it's a story but backwards.
Reversed,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it can also be a story. So I think it's a little bit of both. You just have to be attuned. You have to allow yourself to receive that energy.
Yes.
I think that is the most important thing.
Yes, because I was about to ask that, like, how do you know and how do you allow yourself to receive? Because sometimes you might think of a word, like you said, and it just goes, and then there's nothing to it. So how do you allow yourself to really receive it? But also, have you ever written, a poem that you were surprised how it ended? Like the idea you had.
Yes.
You never know.
You never know how it is going to
Actually, the beautiful part of it is that actually
You are
that's
discovering.
actually what makes us enjoy poetry.
Yeah.
It's because you are discovering through
As
the
you
journey.
go.
Okay.
Yeah, even when you are recording music, for example.
Yeah.
When you are in studio, I think that is the best. People listening to music, they feel it the first time. They are feeling it.
Yeah.
But an artist will feel the music the best time when they are recording it. When the pieces are now coming together
together.
one by
to you.
one, one by one, one by one. That's the beautiful thing.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's spiritual, but it's kind of something takes a hold of you. There are poems that I've written, and I'm writing and I have the idea in my mind, and then something guides me. Like, I will type, because I usually type most of the time. So I type and I reach at the end, I'm like, whoa, what was that? What was that?
Okay.
So I don't know. I think...
A step at a time.
Yeah.
And my next question was going to be, so then how do you know it's ended? Like, how do you know you've finished? Because then if you're in that process and everything, something just takes over and you don't even know how it ended or where it's going to end, but it just ends.
I think there is just a point whereby when you get to that point, there is just a word, there's just a feeling. It's just a
Okay.
feeling. Let me say it's a feeling.
It's a feeling. Okay.
Because when you've done something, you just feel it's done. It's done. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so too.
I think that's why not all of us are poets. Because you might continue reading or you might leave it somewhere for katikati, it's not finished.
Actually, they're not even all ideas that come complete. Because sometimes we are not in that space of tranquility. And so you may be distracted while you're writing. And you'll find that you will not be able to go any further.
Yeah.
You will leave it at there. And then another day, you'll start reading again. And then it will just come back, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll write to the end of it.
Interesting. Okay.
I would like to answer your question about how do you allow the energy to flow towards you. So, I think all of us can be artists. The point that I'm trying to make, I think all of us can be artists because how you allow yourself to receive the energy is by consuming other art. Actually, that is the cheat code. Because when you're surrounded by these artists and around you, and you're like, wow, damn, these people are doing amazing stuff, and there is an energy. Even I think I felt this when I was the first open mic that we had for FPK. I was in that space, and there was this certain energy surrounded by all artists and poetry flowing through you, and it just evoked something in me. I felt like, wow, this is a space to be.
Actually, can I add on something?
Yeah.
Like, when I started music, I remember back then, I was writing. Do you know that my sister started writing music too?
Oh.
Just because of me. Yeah.
Okay.
But, okay, she got distracted. Let me just first big up. Olivia. I just want to say hi to you. I know you're watching. Just wanted to say hi to you because, we've walked a long journey with her.
Yeah.
She's my sister.
Yeah.
And I am the let me say, she's the older.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I follow her. So she actually started writing music
Okay.
because I was just writing.
Okay.
She could see my music and everything, and then she started, and she actually wrote some good music, even better than mine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Point, yeah. So
Okay.
I would like to encourage her to continue doing
Please
it.
do.
Please,
What's her name so that we call
Olivia.
her? Olivia.
Please continue
We want
writing
to
music.
hear your music.
Stop being distracted.
Right? And stop being distracted. Stop being distracted. Okay. So let's go through some of your feedback on what's up on the question. If your current season, of life for a poem, what would you call it? I think mine would be in between.
Oh.
Yeah. I think it would
Are you
be
in between?
I think in
Why?
between.
Yeah, let's interview now.
Like why in between? It's in between seasons.
Oh.
It's between in between abundance, but also
Back to factory settings.
Nimemaliza. Let's go through your feedback and what you guys are saying. But also remember the question I asked earlier on: if you were to write a poem about where we are at, the space that we are in as a country, what would you call it? So just think about it for a second. But let's see what you guys have to say. So. This one says, hello, I am Keshi, enjoying the show from the greatest South. If I was to write a book, I would call it Perfect Effort, of which I have started writing. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then continues to say, after being disappointed in high school, not attaining my target and falling far behind from where I was then, being exposed to the world, not knowing what next, parents asking you, what course will you take? But with the fear at the back of my mind, what if I get disappointed if I fall again? What if this time I also disappoint them as well and they won't be able to hide their disappointment? So I call it perfect effort because I am making effort, continuing no matter the outcome, of which I believe in the end it will be far. Oh, I really like that. It will be perfect. Okay. This is a shout out to the poets on the show today. The most impactful poem for me was from Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken, and says, I love the imagery of paths in leaves, no step head trodden black. Whenever I have to make a tough life decision, it reminds me that choosing the untouched, less traveled path, even if it's harder, it's what truly defines who we are. It made all the difference for me. The name of my poem would be From the Blueprint of, From the Blueprint to the Horizon. You guys are deep today. Okay. And then this one says, bottomless dilemma, and then says, honestly, nothing is add up for me right now. Oh, hugs to you. Then this is Bruce, and Asema, the poem title would be Tumbo Lisilo Shiba. Hey, why? Please let us know. Okay, and then I think that's it. Today's debate is wonderful. I think this is a different, I'm not sure if that is ours, but yes. And then this one says, I am a writer for film and I do relate to what they feel. I've done poetry too, and what I can say is I need the writing more than the air itself. If I could describe the feeling, says it will be infinitesimal. Hey. Okay. Hapo ndio tumefika. Okay. So Prince,
yes.
Solitude attitude. And you said this is poetry about, is a poem rather about mental health. Can we talk a little bit about it and then we'll hear it?
So right now, most of people, they are locked in houses, on phones, or whatever they are. So when people get depressed, most of the time, it's about sharing. You want that space to be alone.
Yeah.
You want to feel your feelings. And just maybe you don't want to talk to anyone. And so this poem speaks to those people who just have this attitude of solitude. I am part of the people.
You're part of those people, the community. Okay. Can we dedicate it as well to the person who says nothing makes sense right now?
Actually, Bruce. You told
Bruce, yes. Yeah.
So, Bruce,
okay.
I would like to dedicate this to you.
Yeah.
And actually, before I start this poetry, I'd like to say that not every poetry or not every poetry should give you answers. Some should just let you just flow with it and just open up your mind and just let it be. Yeah.
Just be.
Yeah.
Ah.
So solitude attitude. You live in solitude, silent by yourself. They blame your attitude for hurting yourself. Little do they know, the load you carry inside, you're still not ready to show the weakness inside. You pull strings alone, hoping against hope, head buried in a phone, looking for insights of hope. Life can really take on you, walking but for real dead. What else is one ought to do when the spirit is gone dead? So you cry unseen tears. You don't want to leave your bed, overwhelmed by your insistent fears, visiting demons in your head. Still you don't want to talk. You keep getting helpless. Heart of a rock, stiff yet so hopeless.
Umetumwa na
Right?
nani?
And also for Bruce and all of us, just take a second to just let it in. That was beautiful. That was really, really beautiful. All right, Nachesa, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Let me see. I will show you how colors are born. Hey, hey. Yeah?
Wonderful.
But do we leave that for a second?
We can leave it for a second.
Okay. Because the question that I asked you earlier on about the space that we are in as a country,
Yeah.
maybe we can go through it.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to recite for us now?
Oh, so you have thrown me off balance. So I have to look for a poem.
Okay, but as you do that, let me just go through one more feedback here. This one says, today's debate is wonderful and very real. May God bless them.
Amen.
Oh, wow.
And this is a
really
bishop who's
sweet.
blessing you and says, may God bless the mighty. I am Bishop Ann Kiri from Nairobi, Gikomba. Yes. Amesema Mungu awa bless.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And be blessed too.
Right? Okay. And then let's see this other one. This one says, in my garden of becoming, I bleed roses. This is Gloria.
Wow.
Hey, that's really nice. That's beautiful. And then this one says, hello, I am Poeta Crier. My topic would be behind the laughter, because with my friends, I'm always smiling, but when I'm alone, I am hurting. Oh dear. And then says, this is one of my poem that they've written. Oh, thank you. And thank you for sharing. But I also hugs, really, really hugs to you. And then this one says, hello, this is Jackie from Nakuru, enjoying the show. That is amazing. And then this one says, the best poem for me is If, by Rudyard Kipling, who says, ask the poets in the studio. Wait, said what studio? In the studio, and they will second that. Do you guys know this poem? It says If.
Yes, if. Oh, I love that poem.
Yeah.
Oh,
They said, yeah.
I
Ask
love
the
that
poets in the
poem.
studio. They will second. Okay, interesting. All right, Nachesta, are you ready for us?
Yes, can I just
Okay.
read that one?
Sure.
Because I just realized the poems that I have are very political with them. So we'll just have to go with this one and then the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will come.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the books for a second, okay? Because the title of your book is Songs of Solace. Can we, and are all these poems, or are there stories in between?
No.
All of them are poems. Yeah. Okay. Can we talk about them? Why did you decide to now compile everything into a book? Do we have poems that you've not released yet, but formed them into a book?
So actually, Songs of Solace is a book that holds pieces of my life. So every poetry that is written here
Yeah.
is actually an expression of my life.
Okay.
So every season of my life that I decided to write Songs of Solace for those people who are healing from trauma, child trauma,
Yeah.
healing from different kinds of challenges, you see. Even sometimes just the strength, and
Yeah.
actually it's divided into 4 parts. The first part is about inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah. So we start with a poem like I Bloom. I bloom like flowers.
Yeah.
In the spring. So it gives you that emotion, that energy to go on, to live large, and just be yourself. Whatever happens around you, like you just focus on the energy that is inside you, and you keep expanding it.
Okay.
And so, Songs of Soul is a book about healing, and so it's a bit of spiritual. And it's not just spiritual, like
not like in the voodoo kind of.
Yeah. You can actually the best way you can know about the book is when you read the book. Then you can dive into it and you understand that it's more than that. So there is also another part of a heartbreak. So heartbreak and disappointments. Yeah. So that's where you are just in agony. You are just making, and it's okay. You know, most of the time we think that being in a place of vulnerability is bad, but I think that we are human, and those are the kind of things we have to go through.
That's so true. Yeah.
Because I will tell you to mention one person who has not gone through depression.
Yes, no one.
Even Jesus. One time he asked, God, why are you doing this to me?
I am your son.
I am yours, yeah. Actually, there is actually a funny thing that I actually posted recently. That sometimes I advise God.
Okay.
Yeah.
God,
hey man, what's happening? I've done this and this, and you're doing this. What's wrong with you? Can you see me? Yeah. But the truth is, actually, I think that to cultivate that personal relationship with yourself and your creator, it doesn't have to be the religious way. It can be just you and your creator, the way you understand it. Yeah. So just personal space grounds you a lot when there are tides in your life. You know how to navigate it. And so also there is another part in the poem. It's called spiritual anger. So that is just about like just going back to God, going back to yourself, and just deep. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. It's like the different phases and different seasons of life.
So it's like a flowing, even like a river. It has to flow. Yeah.
I really like that, because sometimes we also don't want to face the things that we're going through. We want to hide it, we want to mask it. But what you're saying is it's okay. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're here, and it's okay to just
sometimes you're
go with the
angry,
flow.
sometimes you're sad. Sometimes you say that I don't want to be here, I don't want to be in this world because it's too much. Just like you said, like how can we describe the festival of our country? And if you are consuming a lot of information, but actually I've tried also to tell people, and I tell every Kenyan out there and every youth out there that sometimes we have to give limit to what we want to see and what we want to follow and to invest our energy into. Yeah.
That's very true. So where can people find the book?
So the book, you can find it in your nearest bookshop.
Okay.
Just ask for Songs of Solace by Prince Wildlight. We've given it around many parts of the country, and if you cannot find it in your bookshop, you can directly call me. I don't know if I can give my number right now.
Yeah.
So you can call me on 07 1880 7722.
Again?
07 1880 7722. So you can inbox me on WhatsApp. Also on Facebook, I'm Prince Wildlight. On TikTok, Prince Wildlight.
Okay.
So just you can get me in those spaces, and we can interact more. We can share more. And I'm open to conversations and people who want just to create a community where you can be heard, where you can be listened to. We don't judge people. For me, it's all about being human, and being human is that freedom, being there for each other. Yeah.
Okay, that's really fantastic. Okay, Nachesa, how to make this boy go home? Wait, Goja.
Yes.
Hey, how to make this boy go home with me?
Yes. That is the title of my book,
That's
guys.
the title of the book. All right, let me say it, because I need to show the people the title.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Okay, so this is how to make the boy go home with me.
Yeah.
Sasa umulana nani? Who is this boy?
Oh, so unataka nikwambie?
Yes, please. want to know the book. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So the book is a collection of 4 stories. The first one is How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me. And when I wrote it, I was in a period of, I think it was the same period in 2023, and I had finished campus and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to have a crush on someone in
This boy.
yeah, that boy in campus. And at that time I couldn't get him. So in the story I'm reimagining what I would have done differently.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is a story of my own reimagination.
Yeah.
And it borrows a lot, I think, because it is me reimagining, so it borrows a lot from me. And I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
Like, as I said, like, I'm a writer first, so I'm very attracted to words, to stories. I love listening to stories, reading, watching movies and all that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to kind of give this humorous, witty way and all that story to it.
Yeah.
And the book is a collection of 4 short stories, as I've said.
Yeah.
And then there is a title of a story called Instant Coffee. And in it, it tells a story of a friendship between 2 girls in high school, in a high school. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's one of the best stories I've ever written.
Okay.
Honestly, the Instant Coffee, I don't know if I can match up to it. There are stories that you write, even pieces, even poems.
Yeah.
There are things you write and you're like, damn, can I ever live up to what I produced? So Instant Coffee is really beautiful.
Okay.
And then there is one called Mutura.
Hey, what happens?
About a Mutura guy. Yeah, I wanted to highlight this. I think at that time there was a lot of stories about people going to Mutura and they are eating dog meat or something like that. So I wanted to capture that story in kind of a humorous way, in a perspective of for a person who comes to eat the Mutura on the stand, and he doesn't understand why it tastes so good. So good, and usually it usually don't taste like good like this, and then the Mutura guy is like, it's because it's dog meat, and then like and then they think it's joking, and it's just like kind of a weird story. And then the last one is called The Man Under My Bed. And I can't tell the story of The Man Under My Bed because it's a really short one. If I tell the story, it spoils.
You buy the book.
You buy the book and you'll understand.
How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me.
Yes.
Okay. So where can people find this book?
You can find it at Nuria. There's a bookstore called Nuria.
Yeah.
And it was published by, if you can, it's called The Kwani.
Kwani, yes.
So there's, you can find Kwani on Instagram. I don't know if they're on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram, on TikTok. You can DM them.
Okay.
They have a copy because it's published by them. And you can also, as of recent, we are on Amazon. Guys, we are on Amazon.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a link.
That.
Yeah.
All right. And for you as well, Songs of Solace. And your covers are really beautiful.
I really wanted to ask him about the cover.
Right? Like, it's so beautiful. This is really nice. Okay. So Songs of Solace. This is by Prince Walite. Usama Walite. No. We have Walite, Prince Walite. And you said they can contact you or go to any bookstore closer to them.
Actually, also in Nuria, like that she said.
Nuria as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 2 books: How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me and Songs of Solace by Prince Walite, and How to Make This Boy Go Home With Me by Amanda Nechesa. Get these books, okay, and get to read their stories and get to understand walikuwa wapi, what space were they in, you know, when they were writing these 2 books. So we have less than 10 minutes before we end the conversation. We'll revisit the earlier question: where we are at as a country. What would the title be, and why?
The City of Colors.
The City of Colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about different people, different opinions.
Yeah.
Everyone is right.
Yeah.
No one is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it's colors. Everyone, like, you cannot say black is bad, white is bad, gray is bad. You have to look at them all and accept that these are the colors
These are the different
of
colors.
our country.
Yeah.
And so 1 term, 2 term, colors.
Colors. Okay. Can we ask you to write it, that poem? We'd love you to me.
Sure.
That's an idea. Like the idea finds you wherever it finds you. So now, Natasha, what would be yours?
This is so coincidental. Is it colors? And the poem that I will write, I've already written.
You have already written.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is called I Will Show You How Colors Are Born.
See? Same vibration. Like
And it's
you
the
talked
same
about,
vibration.
Same vibration.
Yeah, if I could.
Yeah. Can
I
we
could-
hear it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I will show you how colors are born. In the dark, I try to find the colors of my culture. Black is Imali and white is Indafu. But there's nothing Imali and Indafu in the way my people move.
Okay.
They shake shoulders like shaking death. The Isukuti. A rigorous dance for the dead. A requiem with drum skins and metallic jingles tearing through air. All color vibrating through a melody when ash returns to ash and dust to dust. Gray is Yerikohe. Here, colors are named after things, or things are named after colors. So gray is Yerikohe and Rikohe is ash. It is poetic if you do not take into account the brownness of the earth opening up, ready to receive a body as a meal. But who belongs to this body now? Surely not the country that killed it and watched it die. Surely not the street that let its blood flow. Surely not my people shaking shoulders like shaking death. Who claims this body? Who lays a claim to the redness stuck in its vein? Who lays a claim on the redness stuck in its veins? Remember, here, colors are named after things, or things are named after colors. Red is Yamavanga, and Mavanga is blood. It's what you find when you cut open a skin. It's what you find when you look at my country's flag. It's what you find when you ask the meaning and they say it is to remember all we gained in the fight of 63. Forgive my foolishness. But what sort of victory is this that still lets bodies go unclaimed? What sort of victory is this that denies citizens its air to breathe and laugh when they choke? It is crystal. This country never knows how colors are born, so it never knows beauty. It lives in the ugliness and wants us to live in it too. Not me. I will show it what beauty is. In this darkness, I will strip all the colors and show you how they are born. I will say to everyone that passes, do you know yellow is Namavuyu? And Mavuyu are also eggs, like the ones your lover prepares in the morning, an assurance of love. Do you know green is Yamasafu? And Masafu are also leaves floating in the wind, a reminder that kindness lives within the subtlety of nature. Do you know black is Imali and white is Indafu? And to claim back beauty is as black and white as this.
Gosh, I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. That was beautiful. It's like talking about the realities, but also in a comic way, but
Yeah.
also...
It really,
Hey.
yeah.
That was really good.
Thank
That
you.
was so good. Oh dear, I got goosebumps. Okay, Prince.
Yes.
What do we want to hear? What do we want to hear now?
So this one is just a grounding one.
Yes.
The
Please,
energy.
yeah, I think after
Oh,
all
that's
this,
it. You have to
be Please ground us.
The energy motion. The energy.
Yeah.
What will you do when you finally discover that indeed you are formless? That you spread across the horizon in the vastness of the timeless? That you are strong and tough, smooth and rough, blunt and sharp, easy and hard? You dream ecstasy and love more than flesh and blood, more than what you've had. You are a misery mark, a heart made map, a creative puzzle. Can't fit in a nozzle beyond the mortal muscle. The light of the world, the magic maker, the creative creator, the mighty man of God,
Yeah.
the prophet, the professor, the legend and the agent, the silent sacient. We are stars of the sky, but here in disguise, so good for the stage that you don't wanna turn the page. and finally let go. The ego still creates an echo in the mind to let go. So you can't go although you are able. You think you are unable, so you create a label. Unaeza muuliza malebo. It's not simple to truly let go. Na hivyo ndivyo ilivyo, ama ndivyo sivyo. Ivo trapped in evil, maisha hivyo, ama ndivyo sivyo. Shika masikio. Hivyo ndivyo ilivyo, maisha na kilio. Hapo penye mwisho, wengi waona tisho, for what comes must go. So how many seeds did you sow before you let go? How much did you grow before you closed the door? What have you given to the needy, to the broken? Even this is heaven to the truly who awaken. They tasted the sovereign, the truth of the chosen. What will you do when you finally know that you are beyond suffering? That you cannot play small anymore and get ran over by all your sufferings? That you can stand big and large, small and huge, beyond your comfort zone, comfort surroundings. The uncomfortable part is the honorable part. The liberation can be found when you let go of your surroundings, your comfortable part. Life is expansion in both ways. Even misery is expansion in its own way. Sickness is expansion. Healing is a different expansion. We must cast our gaze outside the box of mind limitations. Sometimes in limitations, divisions, dissolutions, even miscalculations, escalations. What will you do when you realize you are a good painter?